Hello, boys and girls, and welcome to our story time. And we're so glad you're here. And I have a special friend I would like to introduce.
No, no, no.
Why?
I want to introduce myself.
Okay, you can do that.
My name is Jacob, and I'm a Roman Centurion.
A Roman Centurion in a hockey helmet. I thought you were going to play hockey.
No, that's just silly.
Okay, well, why are you wearing a hockey helmet?
Don't you know? All the soldiers had to wear special equipment,
Yes, they would.
like helmets, and shoulder pads, and chest protectors, and shin pads, and skates, but I don't think they were hockey socks.
Skates, wait a minute. They didn't wear skates.
Oh, yeah, they did.
Why do you say they wore skates?
Because in the wintertime it would be too hard to get around without skates.
Jacob, they didn't wear skates.
Well, of course they didn't.
You're just teasing me.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
But they would have used their hockey stick instead of the sword in the wintertime.
no, they wouldn't. You're being funny.
Well, I'm trying to be.
Yes. Well, Jacob, they would have wore special equipment because they would be getting ready for battle. And what do you know about a centurion?
Oh, I've been learning about centurions in school.
Have you?
Yeah, they were in charge of 100 soldiers.
Were they?
Yeah, they had to train them,
Mm-hmm.
and they were responsible for all their equipment, but they didn't have any hockey legs.
No, they probably didn't.
And they also had to give them orders as to who would be guards, and they would inspect the troops.
Inspect the troops, yeah, to make sure they had all their equipment on.
Yeah, and everything was A-OK.
Yeah. Wow. They were important men.
They were. And you know what? They were responsible to the commander of the Roman army. He took their advice, and they had to be brave and trustworthy because they would lead the soldiers into battle.
They were very important men. You are right. And I'm glad you kind of brought this up because in today's story, in Matthew chapter 8, guess who is in our story?
Jesus.
Well, that's right, but someone else. A Roman centurion.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding you. There was a Roman centurion. In Matthew 8, Jesus was going through Capernaum, and this man comes to talk to him, and it's a Roman centurion.
Well, I'm really surprised
Why are you so surprised?
because the Jews didn't really like the Romans.
That's right. The Romans were ruling over the people of Israel at that time, and they weren't very well liked. That's true. And Jesus was a Jew, but when this man came to Jesus, he didn't turn him away. In fact, he came to Jesus to ask him a question.
Was he going to battle?
No, he asked him if he could help him because he had a servant who was paralyzed and in great pain.
Oh, he must have believed that Jesus could make him well.
Yes, he did. And we know that because Jesus said, I will come and heal him. And the Roman centurion said, no, that's not necessary. You don't need to come to my house. I'm not worthy for you to come to my house, to even come under my roof. If you just say the word, he will be healed.
Oh, he had a lot of faith.
He did have a lot of faith. In fact, he says to Jesus, he says, if I say to one of my soldiers, go, he goes. And if I tell him, come, he'll come. Or if I tell him to do something, he'll do it. And Jesus said to that centurion, he said, I have never seen anyone in all of Israel with such faith as you have.
Oh, wow. He had a lot of faith.
He did have a lot of faith. And then he said to the Roman Centurion. He said, "Go, your servant is well because of your faith."
Oh, wow. That's a great story.
It is a great story because it reminds us of what Rosa-Leigh was trying to teach us earlier this week. She taught us a verse, John 3:16, and it goes like this: "For God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, Jesus,
That whosoever believes in him will not perish, but have everlasting life."
whosoever."
I know that.
You were just checking to see if I was listening.
That's right.
Yeah, whosoever.
I think the centurion was a whosoever who believed.
He was a whosoever believed. That's right. And you know, the next few weeks, we're going to be talking about the spiritual armor that every Christian is to wear. And that Roman centurion had the very first part. Do you know what it is?
I don't know. Was it the helmet?
No. It was the most important part. He had faith in Jesus. He was a believer. We know that from the fact that Jesus told him he hadn't seen any faith like that in all of Israel.
Wow. I think the centurion was a man of great faith. He was a whosoever who believed.
A whosoever who believed. Yes, he was. Well, boys and girls, thanks for listening. And I hope you enjoyed our story. I hope you're a whosoever who believes as well. And Jacob, can you say goodbye?
Well, I could. Bye, boys and girls. Let's go play hockey.